Monday morning. How's everybody doing? How you doing, Abby? Welcome back from Florida.
Happy to be here. You know, I love Florida. I love going to go see my family, but really like being back in Atlanta. You know, Florida just has that weird Florida man energy. And I forget that I lived there most of my life because I'm like, I just simply do not identify with the aura that this state is bringing right now. But it was good to see my family. My cousin is having a baby, so we all got together for her gender reveal. We all went out and, you know, caused havoc around Tampa. But yeah, pretty wild weekend for the fam.
Okay. How about you, Mo?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Had an eventful weekend. I'm feeling it now, but it was a great weekend. Hosted an event on Saturday, which we'll talk about. Went and played basketball for the first time in 5 years yesterday.
You realized
Feel that.
Oh,
you got some muscles that you didn't realize that you had.
Yeah, they have not been worked in a while, and I'm paying for it now. But it was fun to be back out there doing my thing. So I'm good. It was a good weekend.
Yeah, mine was a very chill weekend. I just hung out with family and hung out with Jimmy and did some stuff around the house. And yeah, it was very, very uneventful, which I appreciated because I needed.
Yeah, I kind of had one of those rot weekends also because Amanda's dad, I told you guys, was hanging with us over the weekend. He was recovering from a minor procedure, so he stayed with us this weekend. So Amanda and I used the weekend really to do nothing at all. Nothing, 0. And then I come in here today and now I'm irritated right off the bat because freaking Ethan beat me into my spot this morning.
Again?
Got him again.
Do you guys remember that old Mel Gibson movie where it's like, give me back my son? No, it's not the same thing.
Parking space.
All I want was my parking space back. That's all. So I literally, when I woke up in the morning, I thought, there's no way this kid is going to take this seriously. So I got up early to be in here early. And when I pulled in, I started laughing so hard because he had beaten me. We're taking this seriously.
Yeah, I pulled in, and the first thing I did this morning when I pulled into the parking lot was I looked to the right, and I saw your car, but then next to it, backed into your spot nonetheless.
Yeah, he did that last time. Here he is. For those of you that weren't listening on Friday, that's kind of my spot. You know, it's not officially my spot, but when you park in a spot long enough, consistently enough, you inherit it. So you just kind of feel like it's yours. And then on Friday, this guy parked in my spot and he said that he did it purposely, that his mom listens to the show also. And I thought, you know what? No problem. You got me I didn't even know we were in a war. But Monday I'll get you. So I literally woke up this morning, didn't hit snooze, nothing, knowing I wanted to get in here early to get the spot. And Ethan was here already.
Two things. First, I was here first this morning, and I almost took the spot to rub it in both their faces.
I said that would have been hilarious. We both pull in and you got in there.
And two, Ethan was obviously here before you. I was going to have him come down and be sitting at your mic.
Ethan, what time did you get up this morning and come in here from Ackworth?
I got here at 4, or I got up at 4:45. And I got here at 5:15, somewhere in there.
What time do you normally get up to come in?
Well, you see, since I knew I was going to be on the show, I had to get up a little bit earlier.
I didn't even start work till
That
10.
way,
I know.
because I'm studying for that certification I told you about.
Yeah.
So this is cutting into my time.
Yeah, but you need your sleep. And it's important to sleep a little bit extra in the morning so you're fresh.
Yeah, I guess so. You just go to bed earlier.
Damn it. Legitimately thought, man.
Sunday night, you had, big dinner.
Yeah.
You get to bed earlier.
Yeah. All right. Well, either you're a cumulus plant who is trying to motivate me to get in early, and that's not going to work, or you can just have the spot. I had one day of fight in me. If you're going to get in that early, it's all yours, man.
You know, the spot that I really want is the one that's directly across that silver car.
Oh, that used to be my spot. And then Kaylee took my spot.
Now we got a 4-way fight going on. So that used to be yours, and then Kaylee stole it?
Yeah, but you know what I did? I moved on like an adult. I didn't make this a 4-day bid.
Now, I am fairly certain that you can get in before Kaylee every day.
I don't know. He told me he gets in pretty early.
All right. Well, you can officially have my spot now when you beat me in. Now, are you in Monday through Friday?
You can have it on Fridays.
Man told you when you can have it.
Are we doing joint custody of a spot? Do we need like a notary in here?
Now, how early would I have to get in to consistently beat you every morning?
You'll never know. I mean, it could be different every day.
Damn this kid.
Why would I reveal that?
Exactly.
You're real good, man. You can have the spot. It's yours. Okay. And what are you studying for? Your IT, what is it?
Yeah, it's called a CCNA.
Which means what?
Cisco certified network associate.
And then is there a possibility when you get that, you'll get promoted and then move out of the city?
I mean, that'd be great. And I'm just kidding. I love my job, but I'll probably just end up studying for another cert. So I'll just keep coming in early.
He's going nowhere.
I love my job, but how much are you offering?
Right. I don't want it that bad. Good luck.
Okay.
It is probably the wildest St. Patrick's Day celebration in the country. It is in Savannah. We sent our youth group there over the weekend for the St. Patty's Shenanigans Showdown.
St. Patrick's Day, St. Patrick's Day. We'll have a drink, come down our way, and talk about the land that we hold dear.
Where's me pot of gold?
All right, so this was Messy Mikey's very first time down in Savannah. What'd you think of it?
I don't know. I can't remember that much. No, it's fantastic. I like it down there.
Do you?
Yeah, it's good.
It is wall to wall. Like if you like it loud and you like it shoulder to shoulder, especially River Street there, man, it's a wild couple days.
Yeah, no, that's party time down there. And good people. I didn't meet a mean person yet.
All right, so we sent them down to Savannah, but we needed to make it a little interesting, a little competitive here. There's $1,000 on the line right now for the winner of our Shenanigans Showdown. But the loser here, man, the loser has to paint themselves green all week long. Every meeting, every dinner, everywhere you out in public, green, green, green all week.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go check throughout the entire morning because it was very obvious for anybody who followed any of you on Instagram that shenanigans were had. Times 10. So each shenanigan we gave you was worth 100 points. By the end of the show, we will know how many points all of you all accrued, who will be getting $1,000 and who will be painted green. So I'm going to go down the list of shenanigans throughout the morning. But, to make it fun, because today is St. Patrick's Day. Somebody got the memo. Rebecca.
Got to, I had completely forgot. Not a little bit of green on me, nowhere.
The only reason why I remember is now because I have a 4-year-old and I got him a St. Patty's Day shirt to wear to school and I laid it out yesterday, so I remembered. All right, so I'm going to go through some list of shenanigans. And when I give the shenanigan, if you did said shenanigan, if you want to claim your 100 points, you have to say in an Irish accent, "Where's my pot of gold?"
All right, and these are all worth 100 points each.
100 points each. So the first shenanigan. Did anybody do an hour's worth of time with a tip jar busking?
Where's me pot of gold?
Every single one of them did.
Okay.
All right, so details. How'd you make the cash? And what'd you do?
So this was kind of a collaborative effort. We all parked our butts on River Street and we held up a sign saying, write a secret, read a secret. And we had strangers come up and share their secrets on little pieces of paper and pen, which they were very excited to do, I think. It was actually really surprising. As soon as I held up that poster, people were running to tell us their secrets.
It's really a great idea.
And Mikey did caricatures.
Yeah, as people were writing down their secrets, I'd sit there with a pen and paper and draw a caricature until Jackson was like, "This is way too offensive. You can't keep handing these out."
Yeah, they started to look like political cartoons towards the end of it, and I was like, "You got to relax. You cannot give that one to her." And it was a very collaborative effort among all of us. Katie acted as the table because we were only about 40% prepared, so people were just writing basically on her back as they were writing down their secrets. It was a good time, though. People were very kind and very nice to us.
And there was no money involved in it? It was just
So Mikey bought a giant jar of cheese balls that he dumped out all over the table and then cleaned it out, and that was our tip jar.
Somehow nobody was tipping me for my caricatures.
Imagine. Yeah, it's offensive.
All right, so
Sorry about that.
Katie, Rebecca, Amber, Jackson, Mikey, all on the board with 100 points.
All a little bit closer to $1,000. Very well done.
All right, your next shenanigan. Again, if you did said shenanigan, you must yell, "Where's my pot of gold?" Did any of you get up on the stage at the strip club that Amber used to work at?
Where's my pot of gold?
Rebecca and Katie.
Katie and Rebecca?
Amber, you didn't want to feel the glory days?
I have a reason for later. You'll find out why.
Okay.
All right, do tell.
So I think the strip club that Amber worked at was shut down, but we went to one of the same caliber.
Okay, cool.
That's all. If it's of the same caliber of a club that got shut down, you're saying that it's about to get shut down.
It was interesting. It had some lovely girls. It was Mikey's first time at a strip club.
No way.
Yeah. I've never been to a strip club, and I'm not sure I knew how to conduct myself completely. I was just standing against the bar trying to keep my hand by my side. And whenever I tipped my first stripper, this is what happened.
Okay, Mikey, what did you say when you tipped the stripper?
I don't know if you're supposed to talk, so I gave her $2. I said, here you go, bam, bam. And I'm a little embarrassed about it.
Bam, bam. Strong $2. Ain't no two of them things, baby.
So every time you threw out a 1, you went bam?
I did. It feels like you have to say something. I didn't know how to do it.
No.
Bam, bam.
Made your day, didn't I?
Man, you get some of those strippers in those clubs, man. It's like a semi-automatic going off there.
It could have been ugly for you.
Go get you a Diet Coke, baby.
And so am me. Big Mikey.
To get one of these things, a little, yeah,
Finger guns.
yeah.
Meanwhile, Mikey, the one thing he kept saying the whole time was like, Katie, you're so cool about this, because I was able to kind of tip the women on the side. They had like several stages. And one woman, as I was doing a little tip, was like, you know what, girl, let me bring you on stage for a quick little dance.
Come on.
So she brought me on stage for a quick dance, but the bouncers were really strict. So it was like, get down. So I didn't last long up there.
But you got up there.
But I got up there. And along the way, we lost Amber.
Breaking news, I think we lost Amber to the undisclosed room that you're not supposed to go in when you come to a club of this, you know what I'm trying to say.
They now have her working in the construction site in the back.
All I can say is that we don't know where she went, and we need to find her.
Okay, well, this club was in like an industrial park, like with like a bunch of machinery. It was like an oil refinery. I don't know what it was, but
I was about to say, you are they educated you on the champagne room, right?
I can't think of a sexier setting than what you're describing.
All right, so I may have disappeared to the back room, and honestly, I don't remember some of this, but I did get a couple of adult dances privately.
Amber, you didn't get on the stage with a stripper, but somehow you got a stripper's number tonight?
Yes. But listen, in my defense, it's not that hard.
All right, you heard it here first, folks. Savannah, it's not that hard to get a stripper's number. It's still the first night in Savannah.
I was really confident, so I was really lit.
Feeling yourself.
Really
Okay.
myself.
Yeah.
So here's the story of how I got on stage, because I never expected this to happen. I had a favorite dancer. She was very gorgeous to me, very beautiful to me.
Do we remember her name?
Oh, I didn't ask her name, and it's my biggest regret ever, because I'm going back.
Chances
I'm going
are pretty
back to
good. It
find
was
her.
Desiree.
She's like diamonds in my head. So I went up to the stage and I started tipping her, and she sat down on the edge and she said, have you gotten your St. Patrick's Day spanking yet? And I said, no, but I love one. So she had me prop up on the stage and get my St. Patrick's Day spanking.
Well done. You almost get extra points for that.
Well done.
So I picked a dancer who was my favorite. She was quite beautiful. She was very sweet, and she gave me a St. Patrick's Day spanking on the stage, which was kind of her. Oh, wait, sorry. Mikey has something to say.
this lady's face looked exactly like Cassie. Exactly.
No.
And to me, that means Rebecca has a thing for authority, and Cassie is her boss, and literally Cassie is Rebecca's dream now. I'm not kidding. She looked identical.
So many questions. How much alcohol were you into the weekend, Mikey, at that point? Because that didn't sound like your voice.
I'd had a couple of beers.
Listen, he thought a construction zone was out back at a strip club. I'm not trusting him. I did see an Instagram story, though, that said the youth group will never be the same. And now I think Rebecca and my working relationship will never be the same.
She just had red hair.
Oh,
that's not true. The facial structure was the exact same.
She definitely gave Cassie vibes.
I'm flattered.
I tried to record it, but they almost kicked me out because you're not supposed to film in there.
Well,
so
yeah.
I got in trouble. But by the end of the night, we had a clear drunkest person ever, and it was Amber.
Oh God, I feel like absolute. I got too drunk. I gave strippers all my money. I threw up orange juice, and the only thing I can tell you is, this is Amber. This bathroom floor is my best friend that is so cold. Did you know you can sweat when you vomit?
I'm guessing you
vomit.
I'm guessing you have some kind of PTSD or something, and you're just trying to numb it.
Damn, I don't remember half that night. I don't know. I don't remember making that.
That's how you're supposed to sound after a night like that. Don't worry about it.
All right. So after these first two, what are we calling them?
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans. The current score is Rebecca, 200. Katie, 200. Mikey, 100. Jackson, 100. And Amber, 100. Everybody's on the board.
Okay, so there's still plenty of time. Plenty of time. Okay. So when we come back to you guys next hour, then we will have the next set of shenanigans, find out who got the most points and see who's closer to $1,000 and who's closer to painting themselves green all week long. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. So you totally and completely embarrassed yourself at a work meeting, did you?
Made a fool of myself.
Did you now?
Completely. And it wasn't my fault, but it was my fault. So a good friend of mine is working on his project that he's wants to do this summer. And he's having these meetings for it that he wants of everybody that he wants involved in this project. So there's probably 7 or 8 people on this call. It's like a Zoom meeting. Everybody's buttoned up, real professional. I'm like the only person in there with a hoodie on. So I already feel a bit out of place joining this meeting. But it's fine. So the meeting goes on and everybody is kind of introducing themselves. And then you have your moment of kind of telling everyone what you're bringing to the project or what you intend to bring to the project. So at some point, which of course, as the timing would have it, right at the time when the big endorsement that he is trying to get in order to fund this thing, the guy that's there to lead the company and basically make the decision on if he wants to come aboard, right as he is going to give his part, his speech, music just starts blasting from, well, they don't know where it is yet, but it's clearly from me. Mm-hmm. Now, the thing is, as this music starts blasting, I have no idea initially where this music is coming from. Like, I genuinely don't know.
So you're looking around like everybody else, like, who's the idiot that's blaring music?
Exactly, right? But
and the idiot is you.
The idiot is me.
Oh, no.
So, now, mind you, the music is, I don't know what song this is, but it's a hip-hop song, and it's not very work-friendly.
Oh, no.
Like, at all.
It's not safe for work.
Not even close. It's party, go time, turn it up, take that off, let's get to it, have fun type song, right? So I can hear it. So I'm like, it sounds like it's me, but it can't be me because I'm not playing music. So everybody, you can see everybody kind of doing the who is it thing. And then I realize it's me. So my lady is in the room, but she's out of camera. So I immediately look at her like, what are you doing? Like, turn the music off. Like, that's the look I'm giving her. And she's giving me the look back like, it's not me. So now I'm in a panic because I have my laptop in front of me. I have my iPad to the left. I have my phone to the right. Like, it could be coming from anywhere. So right as I try to figure out where it's coming from, it stops. So now I'm like, all right, I don't think anybody knows it was me. So let me just pretend like it wasn't. And then everybody kind of just, I don't know what that was, but all right, let's just go on with the meeting. So then about maybe 2 or 3 minutes goes by, the music comes back on. So now I really think somebody's playing a prank on me. Like, what? Come on, man. Like, and it's loud. I can't figure out why it's so loud. So now I turn my Bluetooth off here. I turn my phone off. I know it's not my iPad. I tell my lady, you just got to get out at this point. I don't know, because I just feel like it's you. She's like, it's not me. So then she leaves. The music is still going. And finally, like midway through the song playing, it occurs to me. And I figure out what's going on. So this is so stupid. I bought a chair from my office, right? Like a new chair. Mm-hmm. And I forgot that the chair, it comes with like, you can get a massage, but it also has speakers.
Shut up.
There's speakers on the chair.
Okay.
Now, I've never used the speakers. I didn't even really care about the speakers. That just was there. Mm-hmm. But what I didn't realize is because the speakers are Bluetooth, I think like my neighbors or somebody accidentally connected their Bluetooth to my chair. So the music is coming from the chair. So the second time I realize it and I'm like, oh, it's the chair. So they're like, cool, dude, turn it off. And I'm like, I can't. I don't know where it's coming. It's not coming from me. So they're
about
like,
to
what?
pull one of those Morgan Wallens where you throw their chair off the roof of the house.
Get rid of it. The music, and I can't stop it. So I just mute myself and I look like an idiot because I don't want to explain this to them like, hey, guy, I bought a chair. It's blue. I was just like, hey, man, I just see my way out this meeting. Don't even worry about it. My bad. So literally, I don't know. The neighbor has done it 3 or 4 times now.
Right.
And I'm like, at some point, do you realize that like it's not connected to you? Because whatever you're trying to connect it to, you can't hear it. And they keep connecting it to my chair and then they let it play for like 2 or 3 minutes before they turn it off. And I don't know how to disconnect the Bluetooth from my chair so that it won't happen.
I see.
I got to figure that out.
Yeah, and I get why they're letting it play because like when you're trying to connect something, you connect it and you're listening and you're waiting and they're like, okay, well maybe it just needs a little couple more minutes to connect or whatever. So you just sit there and wait. And then finally, after like 2 minutes, you're like, all right, I must have to reset everything and try again.
Exactly.
Okay, so can you unplug the chair?
I can unplug the chair.
Okay, so you could do that. So
Yeah, well, that's what I should have done.
But then you can't use them the other features.
Bingo. I can't use them. And the way that the chair is like such an is hooked up to the computer. The chair is ridiculous. Right? Like this, I deserve this for buying this chair. But I would have to unplug it because I don't know how to disconnect the Bluetooth but let every other feature still work.
As you're talking about all of these problems, I am realizing we are such a first world.
Oh, absolutely.
Morning show.
It's bad.
This is such a first world problem. Oh my God, how do I disconnect the Bluetooth from my chair that has speakers on
Who
it?
buys an office chair with speakers on? I deserved every second of this.
What is wrong with this country? The theory on how you are going to act when you see a real ghost and the reality of how you react when you see a real ghost, I learned this week are 2 completely different things. And I will explain it all to you craziness after Kristin gives us a little Monday motivation.
So the Monday mantra is coming from inside the house.
Ooh.
I got surprisingly emotional after something recently. And it was a small win that affected me in a really big way. And I captured the moment. So what you're going to hear is me recording myself sitting in my car right after a yoga practice, okay? And after I did it, it felt very cringe. So I held on to it because I wasn't going to share it because I'm like, what are you doing? Like I'm sitting there recording myself in my car and you know how you kind of look around when you're doing something like that for social or whatever and you're thinking like somebody's going to catch me like influencers in the wild or something like that. And I'm like, what am I doing? Nobody cares about this. So I got in my head about it and I'm like, I'm not going to share it. But then I went back and I waited and I watched it and I'm like, no, you know what? I was vulnerable and this came from the heart. And I think it's applicable to every aspect of your life. So we're going to share it. So I just want you to call me Spicy Nike because instead of just do it, I say just bleeping do it. Because after I watched the video again, I'm like, I'm just regurgitating Nike's slogan, just do it. I mean, essentially is what I'm saying here. But this was right after one of my yoga classes, my hot yoga classes. And I accomplished something really, really huge in that class. And I felt like I was walking on air when I walked out of that class. And then I got into my car and like the emotions kind of like fell over me. And I just wanted to capture the moment. So this is me after accomplishing something big to me after my yoga class. And I just wanted to pass this on to anybody who might need to hear this today to kick off your week.
I want to cry. I don't care. This might be a small win for somebody else, but this is a huge win for me. So twice during the class, I second guessed myself. I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And at the very end of class, Jill was like, hey, if you need anything else in your practice and inversion. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try. I'm going to try. And sure enough, I tried and I did my first unassisted, by myself, full-on headstand.
Oh.
I did it. That little win, right, made such a huge difference. And I think sometimes you just have to say it and you have to go for it. So yeah, I'm taking something small and I'm making it a much bigger message. But I think it's just for women in general or moms, like, stop doubting yourself and just go for it and do it and just try, because you never know, you might do it.
Can't hurt.
I know, right?
Wow.
I mean, and it was so crazy because twice during class there was an opportunity and I thought about it and I even slightly attempted it and I was like, no, I can't. And then for whatever reason, at the end of the class, I was like dropping F-bombs in my head and I was like, and I did it. And I did it well.
Yeah.
And I was like, now, mind you, this doesn't happen overnight. This took 102 classes to get to this point.
This is why you feel so great about it?
Yeah. So this was always a goal going in. Like this was an accomplishment that I was trying to, like, that was my brass ring that I was trying to grab onto. And so the fact that I did it, and it was just the fact that I second guessed myself and then I wasn't going to do it, but then I pushed myself to do it and I was able to accomplish it. So I just feel like, and as I said, as a woman and as a mom, you can doubt yourself, you can second guess yourself, you can talk yourself out of things, constantly. And I just want this to be your little sign not to talk yourself out of it, not to second guess yourself, not to doubt yourself, and to honestly just go for it.
And it felt sweeter because it was after 100 days. Had you done that after 3 or 4, you wouldn't be in your car crying.
No.
But the fact of the matter that you struggled for so long, and when you're in it, it just feels so frustrating. But the fact that you stayed with it for 100 days, man, good on you.
That was like a year and a half of work, 102 classes.
Awesome,
thank you. So I just, if you needed that little bit of nudge and you were like doubting yourself, just try and see what happens. And who knows? Huh? Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'm going to try it again this week because I got 2 classes this week. But I was just like, how about that? I didn't fall on anybody. I didn't knock anybody. I've always been afraid it's going to be like dominoes in my yoga class. And I'm going to go down and then everybody in my row is just going to go boop, 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 boop. But yeah, no, man.
Good on you, man.
That's
Good
awesome.
on you.
Thank you.
All right. I always thought that ghosts don't freak me out. I really believe in that kind of thing. I do believe in the afterworld also, and I believe that people get stuck and all that, and spirits. I do believe in it. And I always felt like, because I had been told before that there are spirits in my house, and it has never freaked me out. I don't think it's like any kind of horror movie. I think that they're in the house. They're a little bit on the lost side, so you'll feel things sometimes. But actually seeing it, I thought, you know what? It won't even bother me. I know I'm not like they're not going to kill me. This is not like a movie, right? So the other day, listen to me, because this 100% happened. Sitting on the couch that I have in my living room that looks at my TV screen. It's a pretty well lit room. And just to kind of explain it to you, there's a couch, there's a sliding glass door to the right where the sun comes in. And then there's a big window on the left also where the sun comes in as well. So I'm sitting there as the sun is just about setting and the room is that sunset golden color.
Golden hour.
You know what I'm talking about? So beautiful, right? But I also happen to be on the phone with Molly, our Bert's Big Adventure, let's call her president.
She's the executive director.
Whatever you want to call her. She's the one in charge, right? So I'm literally on a FaceTime call with her. And by the way, she starts work today. She's back.
Awesome. Welcome back.
All right. So I'm on the call with her. And in the middle of her talking, I see sort of a plume of smoke, a skinny plume of smoke that is working its way from where my dining room is into the living room and then kind of twirling and just going away. And what I've heard before is that there are some times that spirits will appear as like a plume of smoke, right?
How many gummies did you have?
None. None. It was still early in the day.
I'm with you.
No, there was none. It was early in the day. It was, it was, the sun was setting, right?
Yeah.
So I stopped her in mid-conversation. I'm like, Molly, I think I am looking at a spirit right now, a ghost. And it stops me in my track. And I turn the phone around so she could see it and she could not, right? So I'm a little bit jarred by it, but I can still continue to have a conversation. But it's in the back of my mind like, oh my God, what did I just see? So we continue the conversation, and about, I don't know, 30 seconds later, this plume of smoke, same type deal. It almost looks like a little tornado-ish type deal that comes again from the dining room area into the living room in front of me and is swirling in front of me and then just kind of dissipates. And I'm on the phone with Molly again and I'm freaking out. I'm like, Molly. And I immediately turn the phone around and I said, can you see this? And she cannot see it. So I'm sitting there almost in fear, but also in awe. Like, is this my dad? Because Amber, our producer, does all these kind of things where she comes in your house and looks for spirits and has told me that my dad is downstairs. So I'm thinking Pop's worked his way up to the fridge or whatever. So I'm so freaked out and I'm still in this conversation with her. And I get up and I look at outside of my window and I look to the left and then I look to the right. Then I look around the wall and I realize that it is the smoke from the diffuser that I have in the house. Okay. So you know that scent diffuser I'm always telling you guys about that makes my house smell so good? It's sort of in a part of the house where I've never really seen the mist come out of it. So on this day, I think the way the fan was blowing, my air conditioning was on and the diffuser smoke was coming up, it blew it into my living room and I was sure that I was seeing a ghost.
This is so funny because when I went to your house for the first time, I immediately Amazon Primed that scent diffuser because it smells so good.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened to me, but on my Ring camera or my little Blink security cameras.
Yeah.
So I'm out of town. I can't remember where I was. And I have my Blink alarms set to where anytime there's movement in front of the camera, it'll do a little recording. I typically do it so I can watch my cats when I'm out of town. And all of a sudden, my Blink camera just goes bing, 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 bing. And I'm thinking, oh my God, someone has broken into my house because my cats are normally just laying on the couch. And I open up the clips and I see that kind of that tornado thing you're talking about. I'm like, oh my God, it's a spirit. And then I realize I'm like, oh no, it's my sentiment diffuser.
That's exactly right. I was so freaked out by that. I was so disappointed in myself too because I had to go to Molly and go, it's not a ghost, it's just my diffuser. We sent the Bert Show youth group down to Savannah for St. Patrick's Day. If you know anything about St. Patrick's Day or Georgia, Savannah is where you want to be on St. Patrick's. It is wild down there. So we sent these guys down there with a bit of a competition with the winner today to win $1,000, but the loser is going to have to paint themselves green at the end of the show and stay green all week long.
St. Patrick's Day, we'll have a drink, come down our way and talk about the land that we hold dear.
Where's me pot of gold?
All right, so we started this earlier this morning because they had a whole bunch of different tasks to do. They could earn 100 points with each and every
shenanigan.
Yeah, shenanigan, right? And at this point, the competition's still pretty tight.
Yes, right now, Rebecca and Katie are in the lead with 200 points. They both got on stage at a strip club and they all did busking together. And since they all did busking together, that means Mikey, Jackson, and Amber all have 100 points. So it's a game, people. It's a game. So this hour, we're going to be covering some shenanigans. And again, when I call out said shenanigan, if you completed it for your 100 points, you have to wear, where's my pot of gold, in your Irish accent, okay?
All right, and again, if you're just now listening, whoever gets the most points throughout the morning on all these tasks we gave them, that's who's going to get the $1,000. And whoever has the least amount, that's the person that's painting themselves green today.
All right. So you guys all went to Savannah. Y'all stayed in an Airbnb together. Your Insta stories were quite entertaining to watch.
How much of a security code did we, or security deposit did we put down on that thing? And how much do I owe?
There's a green towel over there, so maybe $10. Okay,
I can deal with that.
You can handle one green towel?
Yeah.
All right. So for 100 points, did anybody in the youth group go streaking?
Where's me pot of gold?
Mikey and Rebecca.
Together?
We did it together.
Right there next to each other.
Did you really?
So my idea was we were going to go to the strip club, then we were going to go to Tybee, and we were just going to strip on the beach and run into the water. That's not what we did. What we did was even worse. Mikey, it was your idea.
Yeah, well, Tybee Island was 30 minutes away. We had a lot of beers. I didn't want to sit in a car for that long, so we decided, hey, there's a street right outside of our Airbnb.
What?
So,
was it like in a little residential area?
Let me tell you something. I was in Savannah for college for 4 years. We were on Abercorn, and if you know anything about Abercorn, that is the main street when you're coming into Savannah.
I know exactly what it is.
Yeah, we
Okay.
ran across, we basically did a big square around the block.
You ran the entire block?
Yes.
Oh my God.
we didn't have to do that? I thought that's what we had to do.
Wait, we're gonna let this one cook for a second.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are in the Airbnb and you say to yourselves, okay, look, we're not going to Tybee, so let's just go out in front of the house.
Yeah.
And then clothes start coming off?
We had Amber posted on a corner, so we stripped at that corner to watch. Katie has a camera on the stoop because we run the square and then right into the Airbnb. I have the video. I will be posting it on the Bert Show.
Whoa.
God.
Yeah.
So I must know before you guys, so you're all in the Airbnb. The discussion of streaking comes up. How fast did everybody else drop off that they weren't going to join? Like, how did it get decided that it was going to be you two? And how did Amber, Jackson, and Katie decide, like, nah, dog, I'm not doing that?
The second that I heard that it was going to happen around the street that we were on, I was like, there's absolutely no way. There's cars driving down the street like at all hours. And I was like, no chance.
What time are we talking about at night?
Oh, yeah, it was only 10 o'clock.
I thought you were going to say 3:30 in the morning when there's no cars out at all.
So right after we got done, I did a quick recap. I'm not sure I explained it great. You don't understand what just happened with that naked streaking thing. Is that so? This is one road. This is where the biker was coming down. This is another road. This is where I'm running naked. And so as I'm reaching this, he's reaching this. We meet at that corner at the exact same time. Me, stuff in hand, and him biking. And he was wearing a helmet, but I saw his helmet look directly at me. And I don't know, I felt no shame for some reason. Yeah, not the best explanation, but I was trying to say that right as we reached the corner, we met up with a biker who rode right alongside us.
Well done.
Well done. Also, can I just say, pretty freeing experience. I had a good time. I liked it.
It was fun.
And I just want to remind everybody, Rebecca did that stone cold sober.
Sober as a judge.
10 o'clock at night. Okay, so 100 points for the two of you guys.
All right, so that means Rebecca now takes the lead with 300. Katie and Mikey are tied at 200. Jackson and Amber at 100. All right, your next shenanigan. This was a saucy one. Did anybody from the youth group make out with another member of the youth group?
Where's me pot of gold?
Hey, yo! What more surprise than that we are the street?
Mikey naked's one thing, yeah, but Jackson and Rebecca make it out.
All right, who is bringing the tea?
So obviously before people come down on me, yes, I do have a loving girlfriend at home. Yes, I got permission to do this. She was very okay with the whole weekend. And we kind of were thinking about this ahead of time, and we're like, there's no way that this is going to happen with anyone. And then I think it was on Saturday, we were all talking, and I was like, just throwing this out there, by the way.
Of course it was your idea.
I did get the green light to make out with one of you.
Don't know if you're into it or not, but
And at first I wanted it to be with Mikey because I thought that would have been the funniest thing ever, but his girlfriend said no.
I love this warning. So if the idea comes up and it's in the back of anybody's mind,
these lips are available.
Yeah, 100 points, sure 100 points right here. Okay.
He mentioned it at lunch at 3 p.m. and I was like, oh, well, who are you going to make out with? And then everyone was like, you, girl. And I was like, oh, I guess that kind of makes sense. And then we never brought it up again until 1 in the morning. Suddenly, Jackson sitting in front of me, he takes a huge swig of bourbon and is like, Rebecca, come here.
Yes. It's like, oh, man, get it.
And we got our very honest initial reactions right after it happened.
How was it, Rebecca?
It tasted like alcohol. So I may have just relapsed in this moment, but it was a lovely, gentle kiss. He's a very gentle kisser. Even though my mouth now stings of alcohol and the mustache was a little bristly. Honestly, I might be starting to get tipsy from the amount of alcohol that was in his mouth as we kissed.
Rate it 1 to 10.
You know what? That was a good 7.5.
Whoa.
Wow. Too average. All right, Jackson, you just made out with Rebecca. How was it? We've all wondered.
I did. Oh my God, my girlfriend's going to kill me. Just kidding. This was consensual. This was all consensual. This was a pre-planned thing. It is A-okay. It was good. It was good. Rebecca has that new tongue smell. I give it a 7.4.
I, for one, believe in love once again.
Okay, Rebecca, for those that don't know, why is that such a funny joke?
Yes, I have a new bionic tongue. I battled tongue cancer, so part of my tongue is a skin graft from my arm. So yeah, it was fun bringing it out for like a test ride.
That's hilarious.
I can't with
Oh my
all of
God.
We are more surprised by that. And that was 3 hours after streaking.
Yes, it was.
Wow. Okay.
All right, so the current standings in our St. Patty's Shenanigans Showdown. At 100 points, we have Amber. At 200 points, we have a 3-way tie, Mikey, Katie, and Jackson. And sitting pretty at number 1 with her streaking and making out. Give it up for Rebecca.
Okay. Plenty of rounds left.
Yeah.
Plenty of rounds left. All right, so next hour, Kristin, we will be checking on which one of these tasks.
I have no idea. I haven't scrolled down that far.
Piercing and tattoo.
Thank you.
Piercing and tattooing. Okay, we'll find out next hour. Well done so far, you guys.
Yes.
This is great.
All right, big news here because we've been talking about it for days and days and days that Kristin is really taking her health very seriously and she wants to pull along one of you guys.
Yes, I'm taking it seriously because Bert, you know what?
Is making you take it
My
seriously.
little fitness godfather.
Godfather.
Instead of my fairy godmother, he's my fitness fairy godfather.
Okay.
You're my fairy fitness godfather, okay?
Bibbity bobbity burpees.
Yeah.
You've been on fire for the last week, man. You've been on fire. I'm not her fitness godfather. Really, I'm just a guy that's annoyed that she comes in here all the time saying that she wanted to work out, never has, and just kind of have pushed her into it now.
You gave me an offer I couldn't refuse. All right, so Simply Buckhead magazine came in here and put me on the spot and says, hey, you need to start working out. If not, we're going to put you on the cover as is. And I was like, whoa. So I have partnered up with Simply Buckhead magazine and Pinnacle Fitness. And Simply Buckhead came in and they were like, hey, we want to offer you a free trainer, a free gym, all this stuff, nutritional advice, blah, blah, blah. It was such a generous and gracious offer. And I recognize that I'm in a position where if I really wanted to, I can make the time. I have the funds to do it. So I actually put her on the spot on the air. I'm like, hey, I would really like for someone to go on this journey with me and join me in my girly fitness era. And they were gracious enough to extend that to a Bert Show listener. So we, for the past week, have been taking entries for a Bert Show listener to become my swolemate. So we're going to get stronger together and do strength training together. And we both have this goal of wanting to better ourselves for longevity purposes. And we have a winner. Would you like to call her live on air right now and tell her she's going to be my swolemate?
No, I'm good. Of course.
All right. So, Tommy, let's go ahead and ring her up.
Hello.
Hi. Is this Elizabeth?
This is Elizabeth.
Hey, Elizabeth. This is Kristin from The Bert Show. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing so good. All right. So you went to thebertshow.com and you filled out a form to be my swolemate and to go on this fitness journey with me, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to keep it straight to the point. Elizabeth, would you like to be my swolemate?
I would love to be your soulmate.
All right, Elizabeth.
been singing it all week.
Do you want to be my swolemate?
Yes, I want to be your swolemate.
We got it live.
All right, so listen, I'm going to go ahead and tell you really quick again what you win. You get an in-person consultation from Pinnacle Fitness. You're going to get a body composition scan with their in-body machine. You're going to get not one, but 2 trainer-led workouts per week at Pinnacle Fitness for 3 whole months. So you, me, Jamie at Pinnacle Fitness, you're going to get nutritional guidance, and you're also going to get a home workout plan to complete 4 to 5 total workouts per week.
Okay.
We got this, right? All right, so really quick, I want to read what she wrote so you understand why I chose Elizabeth to be my swolemate. And so, and I read every single one of the entries, and you guys, I wish I could have every single one of you as my swolemate. But Elizabeth wrote, I need a swolemate. I decided I need to enter this contest because I can't get Kristin's song out of my head. I'm a teacher, a mom, a P1, and this contest brought the tiny voice in the back of my mind telling me I need to work on strength training to a screaming volume. I am so lucky to have had healthy pregnancies, 5 kids, plus 1 pregnancy as a gestational carrier. But they have done a number on my body and my bone density, particularly my 2 IVF pregnancies. I love being a mom, but I'm 42 and I want to be able to run and jump and play on the floor with my kids for as long as I am able. I've been working on taking time for me the past few years, but now it's time to work on my body for not only me, but my kids. My biggest struggle when it comes to fitness and health is time. Carving out the time to make time for me, justifying in my mind that it is important and worth it, and then actually being able to walk out the door during the chaos that our evenings and weekends can be. I'm so lucky to be generally healthy. I take pride in being a strong person, and I want my body to match as I age. Thank you for sharing this opportunity with one of your listeners. It means so much to hear people acknowledge how hard it actually is to obtain all the things in this gift package.
You're like the perfect person to be a swolemate. What a great story. What a great story.
I didn't know y'all were going to read it. Thank you. Y'all know it is. It's hard. It's hard to make. Even making myself sit down and enter the contest was hard. So thank you. I'm so excited.
Oh, Elizabeth, I'm so excited. I'm going to, you hang tight today. Jamie from Pinnacle Fitness is going to call you, and we're going to get this ball rolling. And I look forward to meeting my swolemate in person.
Thank you. I'm excited. I need to go buy some tennis shoes.
Yes, you do.
I wouldn't have been shocked if you tried to dodge this call because it seems like a great idea, and then you actually get the call and you're like, "Oh my god, now I really got to work out. I'm just not going to pick. I'm just not going to pick up."
That's the only way I would do it.
Okay, so we may have lied to Elizabeth last night and called her and told her she was a finalist, and confirmed that she was willing to commit.
Smart.
I am. I needed y'all. I needed to be. It's official. It's official. I'm committing. Carving out the calendar time.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks, y'all. Thank you. Have a great day. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
You too. You guys hear about this guy that has eaten 35,000 Big Macs?
Good God.
Come on, man.
Yeah, he's in the Guinness Book of World Records. He ate the final one this weekend. He's 71 years old. He's from Wisconsin, and he was telling his story over the weekend. His first Big Mac was in 1972, right?
Wow.
He goes in there, he eats 2, he goes back in. He's like, dang, this is amazing. Eats 2 more. Then he goes back the same day and eats 6 more. So 9 total, okay? That was in 1972, and he hasn't stopped. He's averaged 2 Big Macs a day for 53 years.
What?
53 years. Now, he says he has OCD, and he's like, that's kind of the reason I get in this habit. I go back and forth. But he claims that Big Macs make up 90% of his diet.
What?
Yep.
That's insane.
His arteries are afraid of him.
I don't know what he looks like internally. Externally, I was expecting something a little different, to be honest with you. If you would have lined up 100 people and said which one has eaten 35,000 Big Macs, he would not be the first that I choose.
Yeah, his haircut does kind of look like the McDonald's hamburger bun, though. And his mutton chops are fearsome.
Yeah, it's not a great look.
Okay.
I think what is more shocking is that he has every receipt for every Big Mac he has ever purchased, and he has every Big Mac container.
Yeah, that's the OCD talk.
Okay, wait, where them containers at? Because it can't smell good in there.
No.
Yeah, right? He's got them all hanging up on his walls and stuff, like my sand collection. He's got a Big Mac container collection. I swear to you, man.
He is one headline away from getting a TLC show.
Did McDonald's do anything for him? Because they need to.
I don't know. I'm not exactly
He
sure.
should own McDonald's by this point.
Absolutely.
Dang. 35,000. I'm reading over the article. I'm just blown away by it. All right, so this was the weekend that you were deciding, okay, I will be able to prove that I have psychic abilities or not.
I honestly feel like I have proven the fact that I have psychic dream capabilities at this point, but this was just really going to put the nail in that coffin for me because I had a bizarre dream that I think told me, my subconscious, that my cousin was pregnant before she even told us. So she revealed the details like a month ago back in February that she's expecting a baby in September. We're very excited for her. She got married a year ago. She's always wanted to be a mom. We're very, very happy for her. But back in January, I had like the most obscure and bizarre dream that came out of nowhere, and I didn't think anything of it until my cousin told me she was pregnant. So this dream was actually about my cousin on my other side of the family, so my dad's side of the family. We don't really talk to them, so it was very bizarre that I was even having this dream to begin with. But the conversation that happened in this dream was about my cousin's daughter. So again, on my dad's side, my cousin's daughter, we were talking about her name, and her name's Peyton. And my cousin on my mom's side, the one that is currently pregnant, told me after she revealed that she was pregnant that they have one name picked out, and that is for a baby boy named Peyton. So when I had that dream, I was convinced. I was like, not only did my dream tell me she was pregnant, but I believe that my dream told me that she was pregnant with a boy. So I put my pride on the line, and I decided to go on national radio and really let the crazy flag fly and be like, yo, I think I'm clairvoyant. I'm pretty sure no matter what, I've won, because the fact that I even had that dream to begin with, because I could also have the argument that I had that dream about my other cousin having a baby girl, even though she's like 14 at this point. It could be my dream's way of saying, hey, she's going to have a baby girl too. So I just feel like either way, I've won. But I really wanted to like lay it all out there that I think it's a boy because of the name.
You may not have a man, but you do have psychic powers.
But I do have psychic powers. Is it telling me when I'm getting a man? No, but I do. I did somehow find out that my cousin was pregnant a month before via a dream. So because I put myself so far out on a limb here, I really felt like I needed to be prepared going into this gender reveal. If you've ever seen gender reveals happen, you know they have some kind of like confetti cannon, or they eat like a cake pop, and it's a big hoopla to reveal whether it's going to be a boy or a girl. And of course, because I'm obnoxious, I told everyone about my dream because I wanted to be able to look at them all in the eyes and be like, I was right. I knew this whole time. So
and that's exactly what the pregnant woman wants at her gender reveal party.
I'm making it about me, obviously. I'm like, my cousin's pregnant. She's bringing the first grandbaby into the world. How do I make this about me? So I told everyone because I was excited. I was like, I feel like I knew. I feel like the spirits were telling me. The spirits were guiding me as to what you were going to have. But again, I wanted to go into this prepared. So I was like, how can I find out before she reveals to everyone so that if it's not a boy, I can be mentally and emotionally prepared? So I did something that I have heard of people doing to find out about genders before they reveal it to the world, before the couple reveals it to the world, but I'd never tried it myself. So my cousin had posted a black and white photo of her gender reveal that she had done privately with her husband. And they did that thing where you get a white cake and then you stick the wine glass in it, and then, you know, they see the color of the cake. It'll be blue if it's a boy, pink if it's a girl. And so they had posted photos in black and white where you could see that there was some cake showing. So what you can do is you can go to a website where they'll colorize the photo, and then you can see what the colors in the photos are.
This is madness.
Which is what I
You're psychotic.
You on here.
Loca.
So we have a 40-minute Uber to the gender reveal.
You totally stepped into psycho for this gender reveal party.
I stepped into psycho when I opened up about that dream, Kristin. We haven't stepped into psycho. We're submerging into psycho.
Drowning in psycho.
We're drowning in psycho. I was like, I just need to be prepared just in case I do look crazy. I just want to know. I want it to wash over me before everyone else just looks at me at the gender reveal and go, you're psycho. So I colorized the photo. and I'm looking at it, and it didn't quite work the first time. It looked like one color, and I'm like, no, it might actually be another color. So then I had to go to another website, and then I had to go to Canva, and then I had to like adjust the settings.
You went to 3 different websites to do this?
I paid $15.99 out in Canva.
How much time out of your life did you waste on this?
40 minutes. That's how long the Uber was. And I'm like hiding my phone from my mom because my mom's like, don't show me. I don't want to know. And I'm like, I need to know. So finally, I find a website, and it is clear as day. And what I saw in that cake was the color pink.
Oh,
It's a girl.
You were wrong.
It's a girl. Yeah, so now I look real crazy.
So wait, so you go to the gender reveal party.
Yep, knowing that it was a girl before everyone else.
But you didn't say anything, right?
No.
Okay.
I will say
Just
I
on
accidentally.
radio.
Just on Well, it's already out there.
It's
Like it's
out
been
now.
posted
I
on her
know.
Instagram. Like
Yeah.
I'm not revealing any news that's not already out there. But I did accidentally slip in front of my cousin because we were taking a photo, and we're not in front of anybody, but we're standing there. And I was like, "Have you felt her kick yet?" And she like just talked to me as if it was already out there. And I was like, "I'm sorry, I slipped. I colorized your photo from
God,
Instagram."
no, you
didn't tell her. I felt bad.
No, you
because she was talking to me, so I was like, "So she knows."
Oh God, I can't.
No, I'd have kept that one at.
She was fine. She was fine.
So many levels of
You
psycho.
you are wackadoo.
I applaud you for bringing that publicly. I really do applaud
It
you.
was fine. She didn't care. I don't think.
Sure.
I didn't tell anybody. It'd be one thing if then I went around and was like, "Did you hear she's having a girl?" They're like, "That's why we're here. It's the gender reveal."
Bless your heart.
But anyway, I still think I'm psychic.
Yeah,
And,
you're psycho. You're psychic. Yes. We sent the Bert Show youth groups to Savannah for St. Patrick's weekend, and we gave them a whole bunch of tasks to do. Whoever did the most amount of tasks is going to get $1,000 this morning. Whoever did the least amount is going to have to paint themselves green the entire week.
St. Patrick's Day, St. Patrick's Day. We'll have a drink, come down our way and talk about the land that we hold dear.
Where's me pot of gold?
It's the St. Patty's Shenanigans Showdown. Take it from here, Kristin.
All right. Right now, the score stands at Amber, 100 points. Katie, Jackson, and Mikey are tied up at 200 points. And Rebecca is sitting pretty with 400 points.
We've had streaking. We've had jumping up on stage at a quote unquote club. What else has we? They've made out with each other.
Yes. the streaking and the making out was quite the confession. They all did busking together on the streets of Savannah. So this hour, the shenanigan I would like to ask you about. For 100 points, and remember, you have to yell, "Where's my pot of gold?" if you got the 100 points. Did any of our youth group get a tattoo or a piercing?
Where's me pot of gold?
Oh my God.
Three. Wow.
We got Rebecca, we got Jackson, and we got Mikey. Oh, Mikey, did you finally get that belly button piercing you've always wanted?
Yeah, I love it.
All right, who wants to start here?
So I got the piercing. Shout out Planet 3 in Savannah. I've gotten a couple piercings from that. I got my tragus pierced, which is like that thick piece of cartilage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right there. That hurt a lot worse than I thought it would. Like I thought the ear would just be like totally fine. That was like an 8.5 on scale of pain.
Dang, really?
Yeah,
I've heard that about those.
It was really painful, but I like it a lot, so that's cool.
Okay, one down.
And I wasn't drunk, but I had my prescription Klonopin. So
Mikey and I opted to take the tattoo route. A little bit more permanent.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Really?
Like
yeah,
not,
we got tattoos.
You're not messing with us.
We're not messing.
We for real got tattoos.
Wow.
Did you really?
Yeah, we actually did.
Come on!
Dead ass?
Dead ass.
You want to see?
Yeah.
Let's see him.
Are you
I got to
kidding?
drop
Why,
trowel.
wait, why are you dropping? Whoa, Mikey.
So there is second skin that's on them. So the ink and they were bleeding a little bit has bled out. So you can't even really see the design on them. It just looks like a black blob right now. But once those come off, it'll obviously look
So for
better.
those that don't know what a second skin is, you're supposed to put that over a fresh tattoo so it doesn't get infected. But it won't, the colors won't show as bright.
And let's just clarify, first tattoo for both of you?
Yep, first tattoo.
This is crazy.
Well, yeah, let's see what we got. What are we working with, gentlemen?
Oh, okay.
All right, so Jackson's is on his right hip, and
Mikey's is on his up left thigh, his upper
left
thigh
Okay,
of his
so-
left leg.
So I've never seen a second skin like that. It's completely dark. You can't see through
Mine
it.
was full of blood, and I don't know if I'm doing this right or anything, but I'm rolling with it. I'm doing instructions.
Okay, so do you want to? How are you going to tell us what you got?
I got Waylon Jennings logo.
He's old school country, man. Seriously.
And
The Flying W.
And I was originally going to go in there and get a smiley face, and then I opted to get a little outline of a rat.
Bro, what?
Why?
I'm actually a rat. Okay,
It's a
hear me out.
spirit animal.
All right. Technically, yes. Technically, yes, my spirit animal because I was born in the year of the rat. And
Were
then,
you?
Yeah, I really was.
Okay.
And then also, my girlfriend has 2 very detailed, intricate rat tattoos on her knees. And so I was like, this is a good solidarity play for my first one.
All right, speaking of which, you both are in very, very committed relationships. Was this something you did without the girlfriend consent, or did you call and let them know, hey, I'm getting a tattoo?
She knew, but now that I'm back, she doesn't like it. So that's not good.
That is
not good,
I don't know. Y'all are both in your 20s. I remember when I was in my 20s, I didn't care about my boyfriend. What did your parents have to say?
Oh, especially your mom, Jackson.
Do they know?
We will get to that in a second.
Okay.
But yes, I did give my girlfriend a heads up. She's the one that actually convinced me to get the rat in the first place because I was looking at it. I was like, I'm kind of between these two. And she was like, get the rat. So I opted for the rat.
And how did you choose placement?
Honestly, it was just kind of a spur of the moment thing. I was like, this is kind of hidden. Let's just do it there.
Were you guys pretty buzzed when you walk in there?
No,
Okay.
you weren't allowed to be.
Yeah,
I had
I was
one
gonna
mimosa,
say.
but they didn't catch me.
Before he got his Waylon Jennings tattoo.
That is a man's man.
You're fun, Mikey.
Not a shot of Jack that you would expect from a Waylon Jennings
No
tattoo.
Tennessee whiskey here.
No.
Give me that Prosecco with a dash of OJ, baby.
Well, we got some audio of me sitting in the chair.
Oh.
Hey, I'm Mikey. I'm about to get a tattoo. I'm scared, but if I show it, I think everyone's going to make fun of me. So I'm just going to hold it all in. All right, I'm in the chair. We're about halfway through. Every time he touches that needle to me, I want to get violent. Ow! Oh boy, it doesn't feel good. They're not dramatic. This sucks.
This is gonna hurt me a lot more than it's gonna hurt you.
That's your tattoo art?
See, the problem is
He sounds like a leprechaun.
You've never got a tattoo before. It hurts. It hurts bad. But these guys have tattoos like on their skulls and like it, so you can't express any pain. So my guy was calling me a baby the whole time.
A newborn whale is the size of a Volkswagen Beetle, making it the second biggest baby in the world.
Shut up, man.
Not the first time he's used that line.
He's got that one in his back pocket at all times.
Okay. So now it was time to show my mom. I didn't tell her, and
Oh, so you FaceTimed your
we
mother.
FaceTimed my mom. Hi. Do you want to see what I did? Yeah, I'm good. Do you want to see? Okay. I did something.
What is that, Mikey?
A tattoo?
A tattoo?
Yeah.
That looks awful.
That looks awful.
No. And then it was Judgment Day for me.
Oh boy.
I had to call my mother.
Okay.
I gave her a little bit of a heads up. I was like, I'll probably get a tiny smiley face somewhere on me. And she was already not happy about it. And then I FaceTimed her, and this is what she said.
Oh, hi.
I made it to Savannah.
Hi. Hi, Rebecca.
Hello.
How's it going? Oh my, why?
You're the rat.
Jackson, why didn't you get a smiley face like you promised me?
I was swindled into getting a rat when I got there.
No.
I was looking at the book and I was like, oh, this is pretty funny and this is cool. So I was like, let's do it.
And that's bigger than I expected.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Jackson.
It's okay.
Oh my God. What about other people?
Mikey got his favorite artist's logo. It's bleeding, but that's what it looks like.
Oh, yikes.
Oh, yikes. Okay.
So we got a that's awful, why, and a yikes.
Yeah, I went home yesterday and she would not even look at me.
Dang, she's really anti-tattoos.
Yeah, she was not like
She's anti-Jackson.
Do we have any tattoo regrets right now? Are we still very happy with our decision?
I love it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think I look cool.
Very few people only have one tattoo. This is usually the gateway for like a second and a third.
That's for sure.
Hey, Amber?
I have a regret. I was entirely too drunk to join because I was going to get a tattoo, but I was passed out on the couch for like 6 hours.
Probably best.
There was no getting her up.
All right, so we've got one more hour to go. So as this stands right now, what do we got?
All right, Amber, still sitting at 100. Get some room to make up. Katie, 200. Jackson and Mikey are tied with 300. But Rebecca, she's pulling out there with 500 points. But here's the thing. There are still 5 more shenanigans. There's still 500 points up for grabs.
And a game over instant winner.
Yes. If somebody got arrested that we are not, like, we don't know about, then that is the automatic winner. So there's still room for maneuvering here in this St. Patty's Shenanigan Showdown.
So we're going to check in one more time or 2 more times?
One more
time and find out who gets $1,000 and who has to get painted green for the rest of the week. I got somebody inside on the 7th floor, you guys. It's helping me out.
This is ridiculous.
All right, so I have this parking spot here, the radio station that I've earned 25 years doing radio here. I park in the same spot every single day. It's not officially my spot, but, might as well be, right? This punk, Ethan, from the 7th floor, Haverty's, right? It's been coming in early from Ackworth and CBing me on my parking spot, which I can't have, okay? He's been getting in here a little bit early, so that was on Friday. And then Monday, I was sure I was going to get in early and beat him there. Set my alarm 10 minutes early, got here 10, 15 minutes early. That SOB was already in that spot.
Taunting you by backing into it nonetheless.
Right. It's a universal flip off, right? So I did get a DM today that said, I work here on the 7th floor. Whose ass do I need to kick? And I wrote back in all capital letters, Ethan! Exclamation point. And then she writes, well, I work in payroll. I will F up Ethan's check for this display of disrespect. I got somebody inside.
That's about to be empty tomorrow.
All right, so let's get back to Crystal. This was so bizarre on Friday. And I got to tell you, my girlfriend and I talked about this, and there was a little lingering tension about how she answered the same question that I'll mention in a second. Hey, Crystal.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so for those that weren't here on Friday, tell us this bizarre situation going on with your boyfriend. And I just think it's creepy.
Well, he hired a topless maid from Naked and Neat. And
so wow.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. And I called you guys to ask, should I dump this guy? Because she came over and she did a really great job, but it was definitely, weird. And like over the weekend, I was like, okay, I'm going to bring it up again, like as chill as possible, as I could. I didn't like freak out or anything. I was like, oh, I'll just keep it casual. And I told him that the nude cleaning thing like made me feel uncomfortable. And I thought that he would be, very cool about it and be like, oh, hey, I get it. It's not for any, for everybody. But instead he looked at me like completely serious and said, well, if you don't like it, you can always clean my place nude instead.
Oh,
I was like,
that's wild. That's wild.
Me? And I was like, I was totally freaked out. I was stunned. And I kind of laughed because I didn't really know what else to do, thinking that there was no way that he meant it, but this man was dead serious. Huh. So like at one point I lost it and I told him I wasn't some like naked Cinderella that's gonna, be like his like nude maid. And I swear this is officially the weirdest, most insulting conversation I've ever had in a relationship, which says a lot. So I grabbed my stuff and I just bailed. And that's it. I mean, I've scrubbed the relationship, but I still can't scrub my mind of that naked woman cleaning his house. His very big, beautiful house. But, whatever.
It's the weirdest breakup I've ever
had. That I made the right decision, but now I have another one I want to ask you guys about. Should I post this dude on social media, like warning other women about him.
I don't know. I mean, while creepy, I don't know. It's like public humiliation is really necessary on the whole thing.
It's his prerogative. It was very off-putting for him to give the offer to you to clean his house nude.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, not your sink, not your dishes. Don't post about it. Because he was upfront about it. I think those sites are specifically good for women who might be blindsided by something crazy or harmful or unsafe. Whereas this guy seems like he's very upfront about what he likes. He clearly is looking for a live-in maid that's willing to do some extra favors in form of toplessness.
I agree. I just think he has a kink, and everybody's kinks don't match, and that's okay. Like, it's a lot of people have kinks that don't match my freaks, but that's on them. That's their prerogative.
Somebody gonna match my
Ain't
freak.
nothing wrong with it.
Match my freak.
Yeah.
So yeah, Crystal, I don't think I would post.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I didn't, he was a really cool guy, but that was just a little too ick for me.
Right.
So.
No, I get it.
No, none of us are judging you for your decision to leave the guy that asked you to clean his house nude.
Yeah,
you're good. You're good, girl.
You're in good standing with us. For sure. So I hit Amanda this weekend, my girlfriend, because for me, like when you're in a relationship, this is how I've always thought is like, look, I've got one person to impress and vice versa. So you can ask me some pretty freaky things, and if this is what's going to like make you feel good, I'm probably willing to do it, right? Unless I'm feeling totally humiliated by it.
Did you go buy yourself a little French maid outfit this weekend?
But nah, God, that would be a tough one to swallow. If she said, "Hey, that would really turn me on," I think I'd have to say, "Okay, let's try something else." But I asked her this weekend. I said to her, "Okay, so let me just ask you, because it's the dude's thing, all right, what's the big deal, right? It's his thing, and it could be way worse. So if I came to you and I said, hey, it would really, really, really turn me on if you cleaned the house naked, right?" She was thinking about it for a really long time. And she said, "How many rooms?"
That's energy.
Right? Yeah. How many rooms?
And I don't do bathrooms.
Right. So it started negotiating as the whole house. And it would go, no, 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 until it was down to one room, the living room.
Oh.
And then she said she hates cleaning so much.
Yes.
That she's like, it's not even the naked that bothers me. It's the chore that you're associating with it. So no, it ain't going to happen. Ask Bart.
If for me or for him, if he will do it naked. Remember, he's the one that keeps up with the house.
Right. It would be for him, for you to watch him clean the house naked.
That's
would
funny.
he do that for you?
Our little electric power vacuum that sucks up all the dog hair. Ring.
Sexy.
So I want to read this text exchange that I had with a friend to you guys because at the end of the day, I think this dude is guilty of what he's saying he's offended about. Okay?
Okay, so he's being like a hypocrite?
Not necessarily a hypocrite. I think he's trying to hide right out in the open.
Oh.
So my friend's like in her early 40s, right? And she was in a very serious relationship until she found out that he was screwing around on her with not one, but a whole bunch of different women. So her life comes crashing down and she does the healthy thing and she stays away from dudes for an entire year. She's like, I can't. It's not even fair. So she stopped seeing everybody.
He was a serial cheater.
Yeah. So she gets back in the dating game, and this first guy that she starts hanging out with is a really cool guy. Everything's great, actually. I'm so glad I took the year off. This guy seems absolutely great. He's checking all the boxes, but she's been trying to take it slowly, right? So she texts me last week, and we catch up on some small talk, and then there's the good stuff. So she writes, I'm going to call her Carrie. Okay, so now let me ask you a question. I've been seeing Kai for 4 months. I really, capital letters, really am into this guy. It's been the most stable relationship I've been in, and we both know how much I needed some of that, right? She writes, following me? And I wrote, yep, the ADHD hasn't kicked in yet. She says, so I promised myself to take this one slowly, so we haven't had sex yet. 4 months, no sex. I write, good for you. I'm sure he had strong feelings about that. I wrote, ha. She says, he's been pretty damn patient, honestly. He knows about my last relationship, so understood why I was taking it slowly. Everything good so far, right? Mm-hmm. So me, Sounds good so fart is what I wrote.
That is classic you in text message.
And then she wrote, did you realize what you just wrote? And I wrote hot. And she wrote hot. Anyway, I told him I'm ready, but I wanted to see the results from an STD test. And he was appalled. I wrote, I think that's fairly common now, isn't it?
I have no idea.
I think that's fairly common now.
The ask, I don't know if it's common, but I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
It's pretty common, I think.
Is it now?
Yeah.
All right. She wrote, I think so, but he was really offended. Like I was attacking his character. What kind of guy do you think I am? Is what he said. And really pushing back on the idea. So I texted back, weird. I mean, why would he take that so personally? And she writes back, Bert, he ghosted me. I haven't heard from him since. And that's when I wrote, maybe I'm being skeptical here, but do you think that maybe he actually has an STD and he's gaslighting you? And she said, could be. It's a mystery. And then there was just some more small talk and we wrapped it up. So could that be, to be so appalled by something like that? Now, I'm not dating like that, and I have never asked anybody to see the results from an STD test. But if you've been in this situation and this makes some sense to you, and the other person was totally appalled, 1-855-BERT Show.
There's one thing I learned from a woman who was older than me, and this was right when I got out of college. And, you know, back in the day, like talking about this stuff is taboo, and it just kind of feels like it kills the mood. And she was maybe like 10 years older than me, and just one of those women who knew her value and knew her worth and was so confident and did not care what anyone thought about her. And I'm like looking at her, I'm like, I want to be you when I grow up. And she said, if you're not adult enough to talk about things around sex, like STD tests and, you know, and birth control and all of that, then you're not an adult enough to be having it. And that really stuck with me. And it took away the stigma, because I wasn't dating my now husband then. It took away the stigma of having any of those conversations, because in my head, I'm like, yeah, she's right. If you're not adult enough to have these conversations about health and what could happen, then you're not adult enough to be doing it.
Yeah, I don't see what the problem is. I've never been asked that in my years of dating, but if a woman were to ask me that, I would see it as a positive thing. Like she cares about who she, you know, sleeps with, and that's important to her. I would see that as a green flag.
And if somebody asks you, be like, okay, cool, I'll do it as long as you do it. So if you want to see mine, then I want to see yours.
Yeah.
Before I see yours and you see mine.
I think the timeline on this is really telling, because I think people that are dating nowadays kind of know that within that 90-day period is when things start to get very real and when people start to show their true colors. And I think anybody can have a fun, magical, like, oh, this could be it time for 3 months. But once you hit that 4-month mark, that's when people really start to reveal who they are. And I think by you asking something that's important to you, he showed you exactly who he is and that he's not the right person for you.
I don't know the reason to be appalled by it, though. Like, you're so upset by this suggestion that I'm just going to not talk to you anymore.
Unless she said, I never do this, but something about you, I need you to take a test. Yeah, that would be different.
If she made it personal, right? One of our producers is about to win $1,000. And one of our producers is about to paint themselves in green paint for the rest of the week. It's the Bert Show's St. Patty's Shenanigan Showdown.
St. Patrick's Day, St. Patrick's Day. We'll have a drink, come down our way and talk about the land that we hold dear.
Where's me pot of gold?
Just so we can kind of get an idea of what's to come, I had everybody do a green makeup swatch on their right arm. So this is potentially what our crew could be looking like for the rest of the week.
Okay, the green,
It's quite green.
It is, yeah.
It's green.
And just to get, again, let me ask the same question I asked last week. When you're looking at your calendar this week, what are the things you're going to have to show up to with green paint all over your body if you lose?
I've got a very important retirement party to go to for my uncle this week, and I'd rather not be green for that.
Sure.
I work in an office and I'm going to the zoo later.
Okay. Rebecca?
I actually have family therapy with my mother coming.
Perfect. This is perfect. Amber?
I have a dentist appointment, but also I got a match on Hinge, so I don't know.
I'm going to put that one on for a week.
Yes, bad timing.
Katie?
Just a few meetings.
Just a few meetings. Okay.
Right.
So if you're just now catching up, this is our Bert Show youth group. We sent them to St. Patrick's weekend in Savannah, which is widely known as one of the wildest weekends for St. Patrick's Day in the country, right? I mean, it's wall to wall with people. There's alcohol. It's exactly what you would want from a St. Patrick's Day weekend, right? So we gave them a whole bunch of different things to do over the weekend, and we assigned 100 points for each one of these shenanigans. And whoever got the most shenanigans, the most points, ends up with the $1,000. Whoever had the least amount of points, that's the person that's going to have to paint themselves green.
That is correct. So right now, our standings. Yes, Jackson, before I break down the standings.
I was going to say, before we get into a recap and the final shenanigans, we wanted to share just a couple extra little audio clips that I think more or less encapsulate the weekend on the whole. And I want to just bring us back to Saturday very late at night. We had only a few more beers to kill. And so Mikey decides to convince us all to shotgun a beer. And, myself, Amber, and Mikey. And this is what happened.
You ready?
Yeah, let's get it.
Go ahead.
Cheers and then go. Okay.
right.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, the sweet sound of shotgunning beers.
Who went down? I'm guessing that's Amber.
That was foam. That was foam. I didn't.
Wow.
The foam got stuck in my throat. I couldn't swallow all of it.
You threw up.
Oh, damn, Amber.
But also,
sorry, no points for that.
Amber wasn't the only one who went down this weekend. Yeah, no, Katie, just be sure to take care of yourself, and you owe me one pair of underwear.
At the house, that's clear.
It was a G-string.
What?
Let me explain what that means.
Please.
So we're in an Uber to go get Rebecca's Pearson, and Katie went a little hard in the previous 15 minutes, and she ended up throwing up all over the Uber.
Oh my God.
Inside the car?
No. I rolled down the window and I just lifted out my head and just let it rip.
Like a dog sticking their head out the window?
Yep, I sure
vomited?
did. As the car was moving.
So
that means dude has to clean the back of the
we're
car.
all trying to be chill about it and find napkins. Nobody had napkins, so I have this little trick I learned when I was a young man, and it's where you can slip your underwear off without taking your shorts off.
What?
Yeah, I'm good at it. I'll show you one day. So whenever we get out of the Uber, I just start wiping down the car with my underwear. Ruined them. Had to throw them in a dumpster.
I kept trying to distract the Uber driver. I would point out random stuff so he would not look in the back seat.
Oh, he didn't notice the whole time?
No, because I looked him in the eye in the mirror and he never once looked in the back. Katie was so nonchalant. She just looked to the right and then it was all out.
I'm just curious who ordered that Uber.
Me.
Okay, you might want to check your rating today.
Oh, I've been waiting.
Okay.
All right, do you have another audio of sending Katie Howard? That was it.
That's it.
We're good with everybody.
Okay, here we go.
All right, so let's recap here. Amber, 100 points. Katie, 200 points. Shocker, the two vomiters are in last place. Then we have Mikey and Jackson tied at second with 300, but still far ahead is Rebecca with 500 points.
So as it stands now,
Yes.
Rebecca is getting $1,000, and Amber here is painting herself green, unless things change.
But we still got 5 shenanigans left. So the first one I have is, and remember, you have to say in your little Irish accent, "Where's me pot of gold?" if this applies to you. Did anybody from the youth group hook up with a stranger?
Okay, prudes.
So like Jackson and Rebecca, you guys will swap spit, but you won't swap spit with a stranger.
That's where I draw the line at Rebecca.
So they got 100 points earlier because they made out with each other. Okay?
Correct.
All right.
Correct. All right. The next shenanigan worth 100 points. Did anybody get up on an artist stage and make an announcement? Nobody.
I thought that would be the easy
There's
one.
no
actually.
stages. You guys always think there's just stages. There's not.
Okay. All right.
No stages. All
Okay.
right. All right. Now, this was game over if anybody got arrested. We can end this puppy right here, right now. If anybody from the youth group got arrested, you automatically win the $1,000. So, did anybody from the youth group get arrested? We had streaking. We had public intoxication. Nobody got arrested.
Wow, okay. Good to choose.
All right, here we go.
That's bad for Amber. If I were you, I would have somehow, some way figured out how to get arrested.
But we still have 2 more shenanigans. So it's not definitive who's in last place yet. Remember, you gotta yell, "Where's my pot of gold?" Did anybody jump into a green or non-green fountain?
Where's my pot of gold?
Everybody. Was it a group effort?
Oh, yeah. And we actually have some audio proof of that. But here's the thing. We had to be as quiet as we could because we were like in a residential area. So we have proof of the splashing. So deep. So deep. All right. So everybody's doing their thing, but we also had a nice little debriefing after the fountain.
Okay, we're trying to stay incognito because there's a couple of guys in golf carts that may be security, but we all just jumped. Probably security, but we all just jumped in the green fountain in a historic square, and it was way deeper than I thought it was going to be, so I almost fell all the way in.
I have a staph infection.
Me and Jackson just went back for seconds. Both of us got our tattoos wet and really are inept for infection. Is that the word?
Oh,
Oh, you idiot.
You're not supposed to
Can't do that.
No wonder your tattoos look like black blobs. It's not the second skin. It's a staph infection.
Yeah, so for those of you that have never received a tattoo before, they cover it up for a reason, yeah, but you're supposed to keep it out of water for at least 2 weeks. You're not supposed to submerge it in water because it can really jack it up, and it's an open wound.
Yeah, those points were real important for us.
Jesus. Oh, no. All
right, so-
I'm more concerned about the fading of your tattoo than I am your staph infection.
All right, so let's go ahead and do it. Call it as it is, because right now with the fountain, Rebecca has 600 points. Nobody's catching her. She just won $1,000.
This is for sober people everywhere. You can still be a freak on the weekend.
Congratulations, $1,000.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I did do a TikTok with a cop.
Okay.
Well, we're almost there. You're good. You're good.
Sorry, spoiler alert.
But Mikey and Jackson have 400, and they are in the clear of being painted green. All right. So we have it down to Katie and Amber. It all comes down to Katie and Amber and who is going to get painted green. So the last shenanigan for 100 points, TikTok with a cop. Who, if anybody, did a TikTok with a cop?
Where's my pot of gold?
Rebecca.
Give it to Rebecca. That means Amber's getting painted green.
To your dentist appointment.
I did the best I could.
So you're getting the whole thing, head to toe, green.
We can try, but it's cold outside. I'm wearing layers, and y'all ain't messing up my clothes.
You should have got arrested. Should have got arrested.
All right, congratulations, Rebecca.
Yes.
Thank you. Honestly, before we went, they all pointed at me and they said, "You're going to lose this, obviously." And I took that personally.
So when are we applying said paint?
Right now.
Right now.
Right now. I think the winners should be able to apply the paint onto Amber. So we'll let the rest of the youth group make sure she looks purty and green for the rest of St. Patty's Day. Happy St. Patty's Day,
Oh, it's not
Amber.
just St. Patty's Day. It's the whole week.
The whole week. Happy St. Patrick's week.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The Bert Show.